Welcome back, everybody, to That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf. That's Chris McEwen. I'm Bill Bush. This is indeed the Chris McEwen YouTube channel. Do us a favor, subscribe, hit the bell, and give us a like. Just give us a like, okay?
You have such low energy, William. Everything okay over there?
I was trying to be very matter-of-factly about it.
Are you okay?
I'm still very frustrated with my audio struggles. I'm like, so quick rant. I have a handful of rants tonight, which you're gonna be like, oh, maybe that's contributing to your low energy. Maybe, I don't know, but we have done 85 of these shows. Well, overall,
84, and this one will be 85.
Sure. Well,
right.
No, we've probably you've done 85, 84, and this one have made hopefully this one have made it to the internet.
Yeah, we've probably done closer to 90 at this point.
It's the way we generally do it is not hard yet.
No.
And then you add in all the stupid podcasts, the continued just challenges for no apparent reason. Like that. Sometimes they're our fault. Sometimes they're not.
It's true.
It blows.
It's true.
Blows my mind. I'm like, God, it's no different than last week. Well, I mean, we did it live, but you get the point.
I was gonna say it's very different than last week.
But I mean,
just wait till the next live show when I've got my my new toy for us to use as well. And
let's be related to AV production,
right?
That hurt.
Fair.
You had to hear that coming out of your mouth. It just like in a lot of ways, once we get set in that, aside from you and your like lighting obsession, it really is easier because we're just sitting there talking.
It's true.
It's still simple, yet still such a challenge, which is neither of us are dumb people. Like in real life, I'm going to say it. We're very much not dumb people.
Yeah. We're high functioning humans. Really.
It's mind blowing.
Anyways,
let's, so we are going to gear talk today, and guess what? Kicking off, as we're recording kicking off, but in reality, this will be like the millionth piece of content between the two of us on Tour Edge this week. A week of Tour Edge.
Yep.
We have gear talk. I'm going to talk about the new Pro 721 Exotics Pro 721 Hybrid they have released straight from the Tour van. It is a very interesting golf club. So yeah, stay tuned for that here on That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf. That'll be about golf. In the meantime, we started talking about this a little bit. I have a bone to pick with you here, Chris. We're on
already
last week's program.
Yeah.
I said, I see which Chris McEwen we have, and I bowed out of a text message. We covered that at length in the show.
It's true.
I didn't even do anything, and here we are. Then fast forward to this weekend, I'm like, so guys, I've been getting ready to do this barbecue competition, and that I wasn't even expecting to be in. And my buddy's like, hey, can you help me? I'm working on making a taco. I said, yeah, I can help you. I know a little bit about barbecue. And then he's like, the rib guy dropped out. We got a competition like a week and change. Can you do ribs? Like, no, I don't have time. I told you I have to come and go. I have fatherly responsibilities. Like, okay, great. So you'll be in charge of ribs. I can help. Nah, it's just come and go. Well, yeah, but you're in charge of ribs.
Right. And you made ribs that you hated.
So
you thought they were trash.
I made some ribs.
Right.
I had a recipe I was happy with. I, made these a million times. They'll be fine. I mean, I'm not here to win this thing. This is like, while not an official, it's a charity barbecue outing. There were 50 teams.
Okay.
There
were, I know where you're going on this.
There were professionals, like legit professionals.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was walking around studying, like how do these people compete? What are they set up with? What equipment are they using?
Now, quick question. You had to make them there? So does everyone have to bring like smokers and everything, or is it all?
Like you bring
Oh
your
my
gear.
God,
And there's guys with like U-Hauls.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Well, because they're barbecue. It's the way I explain it to people. The way I am, and I won't group you into this, but to be fair, you are 100% this. The way I am about my golf website, social media, which arguably not, because like I'm terrible at social media.
Right.
People are like that about barbecue, you know, and
I get it,
and I can see it where I'm like, yeah, this guy who was right next to us was really good, really creative, and just watching what he was doing versus what I was doing, I'm like, I could see me being into this. I just would have to get to be what these guys are being. I would have to give up the golf stuff, which fine, one or the other, but I'm like, I just don't. As much as I love barbecue and cooking and making people happy, like I like the golf thing better. It's more fun I'm a gear nerd.
Yeah. Right.
And when I say gear, I was a hockey gear nerd. I'm a music gear nerd. I'm a gear nerd.
Right.
So this competition is fascinating. Like professional teams, what I would say the like next level of, we're not professionals. We don't do this for a living or a supplemental living. Like, but we're highly competent amateurs who regularly compete and know what we're doing and have trophies and reputations. Then there's like probably a third category, which might be like 3-1, 3-2, or 3A, 3B, where I think I could fall into. It's like, hey, I'm an amateur. Yeah, I'll do this. I'm not expecting to win here, but I'd like to at least know how my ribs stacks up or my chicken stacks up or whatever. What kind of competitive am I really any good at making this? I think I am.
Sure.
And then you have the fourth category, which is insufferable bros. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize the frat house extended to 47 years old. Yeah. And they're like, and I'm just going to say, I'm probably going to be starting trouble with our own audience in some areas here. But like the teams of guys in their like softball jersey T-shirts where you don't have, like, you wouldn't have McEwen on your, or I wouldn't have Bush on the back of my shirt. I would have BUF, which is a play off of the Adam Unfiltered. We call him AUF. It's a joke.
So they wear their nicknames. So it's like a softball team.
High and tight, whatever. And it's like, their moms told them they really like their burgers they make on the grill. So they're barbecue guys and they're going to do the contest and they wheel it all out. Like, and just total.
Now, do they, let me ask you something though. Is it innocent? Like, are they out there?
We'll get to that.
Bagging on people because,
not bagging at people. I mean, it's all innocent. It's all innocent.
Because my point is, if they're just there and maybe they're annoying, whatever. But if they're not bothering anyone, then
but
who cares?
like think of when you golf, right? And the bros there's like maybe two fourths.
I know, but I don't. Yeah, you care so much.
No. Listen to me. You're not listening. You won't even let me finish. And you have
you don't even like Sand Valley because of
that's
the bros.
Nothing to do with this. You're not even. See, here we go. This is part of the bone to pick with you. And you think of like in golf when you have a group like 3 greens over and it's not like they're yelling because someone just made a nice putt or almost did. It's just that like the whole round throughout 18 holes, they are making sure everybody on the property knows they're on the bros are on the golf course. Look, we're all over here. And it's sort of similar to that.
How often does that happen?
I'm not saying it happens often. I'm making a comparative example of like what
I don't know if I've ever experienced that necessarily. Unless maybe I'm that group.
You are not. I've played enough with you. You are not. But it's like that equivalent. Like we get it.
They're just loud. They're just loud.
And we all see you and they want to be seen. Throwing the football around where people are like, walking around with ribs, don't knock over my soft ribs. Right. And just the spectacle. Then there is like the 5th category of people, which I said there are 4, but this is a fair one and I respect it. Hey, I'm just here for the fun day. For instance, there's a guy I follow on Instagram. He was in it and it's just something him and his high school son do for fun. and he actually took 8th in chicken, so 8th out of 50, and he's just doing it for fun, right? So hey, hats off to that guy.
Yeah.
They're just there for the good time, whatever. All is good, but there's a lot of people, and it's big time. It's big. Okay. It's a big thing.
What is the bone that you must pick with me?
This the bone to pick actually is a good little pun here and everything.
Yeah.
So is an hour in to a roughly 6-hour rib cook, and I have to look at my ribs. I'm like, I lost them. They're gone. This isn't. They might taste fine, whatever, but like, I know I'm not trying to win, but I at least want to be like, I feel like if I turned in a good rib, I did turn in some of my best work.
An hour in, are they too hot or something? How did you know an hour in that you lost them?
Right, you can see it. I'm like, that's going to be a weird texture before, I still have 5 hours to go on these. I'm going to turn to like leather on the outside. Wasn't pleased with my bark. And I just could see it too much bone pull, as they say. Okay. And well, whatever. I'm here. I'm going to finish them. Okay. So I cooked 2 slabs of ribs to turn in 6 individual bones. That's it. You dice them up. You're like, you literally like sacrifice one rib and say, that one's going to be useless to make sure you're turning in looks good when you cut it.
Got it.
And I get 6 bones with enough meat on them, 2 of which I didn't love, but whatever. And again, how much do I really care? Because I'm doing this for fun.
Yeah.
Turn them in. Wait. I don't know. 5 hours till I finally. So we didn't win. But I get the results, and I hear a rumor our team took 8th place in something. And I'm like, well, we had some really good tacos we turned in for best dish. Fast forward, I find out from the guy who was there with, competing with his high school son. He sends me the results. I took 8th place in ribs out of 50 teams, beating professionals. And because you and AUF knew the week before, because I couldn't golf with you guys because I was practicing for this and trying this recipe, I thought maybe my friends would like to know how the thing, and I couldn't play with you guys again because I had the competition. Would like to know how this played out. And all I get is Adam, hey, sneaking in the top 10.
I was going to say Adam started,
which is you could take that a little more positively, like, man, nice. You slipped in there. All right. You're the Matt Kuchar of golf or of ribs. Thanks. Not just like, hey, man, all you guys could have done is just, hey, man, cool. No, I get that. Great friend. So that's 2 weeks in a row I see which Chris McHugh have. Then today, as we're recording on Monday.
What did I do today?
A delightful, which I was very complimentary of in the first seconds of watching it, a delightful what's in the box post goes up. Wonderful production, very clever work on your part.
Put a card up here somewhere.
Very clever production, to the point even after this additional bone I share with my wife and show her, look at this funny thing Chris did. And I think unless you know how the sausage is made of the video, you're not going to appreciate the work that's done, which is fine. It's a good video. We unbox 2 Big Macs golf bags. Right. Lovely golf bags.
It's true.
Really like them.
Right.
We are very authentic with our unboxings. Our first impressions are captured on camera, and Chris edits them. We upload them.
We get one take. That's
and
it.
if we feel the take wasn't good, we don't redo it. You can only what's in the box it and cut it open away from you one time.
Right.
You'll never recreate a first impression. Right.
Right.
So I have my first impression. I talk about the bag with the bits of information I know. Now, do we generally know what's going to be in there so we can prepare to speak to them? Yes.
Of course.
So I talk about the bag.
Right.
You edited it. So I spoke first. Then you spoke about your bag.
Correct.
Throughout this, I can think of 2 off the top of my head, but there are 3 times where there's ricochet shots at me. Bill doesn't like this top. I'm like, oh, what? I'm sorry. Did I say you're an idiot for liking a 14-way top in my section of the unboxing? And then as time moves on, since you've already laid that groundwork, you say, I like 14 full way dividers, blah, 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 because I'm an organized human. What did I do to you? What attack have I made on you in the last 2 weeks? I've been nothing but happy to see you. I was so excited to have you at my house. I feel like I was a decent host.
You didn't even invite me to the house, really. You didn't offer me a beer. I had to invite myself over.
It's not true.
Had to go.
We already covered that, so don't even try. Don't even try. We covered that last show. Put a card here. We covered that last show. God, man. What have I done to you these last 2 weeks? Is it because I wasn't with you guys when you golfed and Adam rolled his ankle again? And I even listened to the podcast. It sounds like that was discussed. You should probably listen because the Earth. I don't even know what the context was, but the Earth monster magnet debate you two had. Man, God, what did I do? This was my bones to pick with you. And now I think, I do have it. I thought I left my water. I have to get all worked up. I'm parched. What did I do?
Should we just go to Gear Talk? You didn't do anything. What do you mean? This is the man you love. I'm just me.
I think you're just on a heater lately, and I'm sorry. You can get a sorry over it. I'm gonna tell you.
Adam gets it too. Adam gets it too.
I'm very pleased with. I like to listen. You and I have been in this a long time together. I like to think, as much as the three of us all have together, you and I have something a little different.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I don't give it nearly as hard to him, so to speak.
Listen, I went from saying maybe sometime it'll all work out, especially with the fall, and it's just lovely to be outside. I would love to make 8th place when you're thinking you turned in a bad rib against beating professional rib makers.
I'm very proud of you.
I'm not making you guys. I'm not making you. I mean, I'll still do it, but as far as the show is concerned and how I feel right now, I'm not making them for you. You will not get the competition recipe.
But you can't say anymore because you've never made me a single rib.
No, I'm saying I was planning on doing this, and now I'm not planning on it. That's the anymore use.
Got it.
I am.
My point is, I've never got a single piece of barbecue from you ever in my life.
Well, we've talked about this.
We've known each other for 25 years.
20. I think it's closer to 23, but round it up. Anyway, this is authentic us, guys.
This is for those that are still watching. Yeah, this is like when we played golf with Ryan French and Jay Armour, and we rode in a cart together. And I think at one point it was later in the round.
No, we were fine. It was me, Jay, not realizing what was going on, and me attacking Jay is probably a fair thing to say, to the point where I finally went, you know what? I think the shtick. These guys aren't Chris, and they know me pretty well too. They're not Chris though. I'm like, I think I need to apologize for the shtick. At about 11, a whole 11.
Well, no, I think Ryan at one point we came barreling out of the golf cart, doing our typical bickering of sorts, just having a conversation, but in the way that we can. And Ryan was like, "What are you two fighting about now?" We're like, "What are you talking about? We're just having a conversation."
Do you want some of this heat, Ryan?
You want some of this smoke, mister?
God, you can't repeat the joke on the show, but how about when it was, I think it was hole 17 where it started, and the joke about requirements for political parties. Do you remember that one? I'll just leave it
fantastic.
at that.
It's fantastic.
Wheels
Ryan had to back off his ball a couple times.
Yeah, I'm like, Wheels, I've never seen. I mean, Wheels fell off, got back on, 2 fall off again. It was that bad.
Right.
But man, what a time. All right.
It was fun. All right.
John Claffey of Tour Edge, you're welcome for that intro to this next section that you're going to be just so happy to guide people to watch about. Sneak peek, the Tour Edge Pro 7 Exotics Pro 721 Hybrid. We're going to gear talk it. Chris, let's gear talk. Okay, in case you forgot, this is a golf show sometimes. We'll talk about something golf now. The Tour Edge Exotics Pro 721 Hybrid. There she is.
Okay.
I I don't even know. Like, I don't even know where to begin on this thing. It's like one of those things I have so much to say, but need to say so little. And the amount, I've told this to you before. It's fascinating with what we do to see what stuff just catches and what doesn't, especially on YouTube. We see it where like why this was of interest. I have no idea.
Yeah.
We get a lot like with golf shafts,
Yep.
the one LA golf shaft we have like maybe isn't that popular, but some like all of a sudden some Project X shaft from 5 years ago, everybody's commenting on, emailing about view. I'm getting tons of views. Like, why is this popular right now? You just never know. God, the Costco stuff.
Oh yeah. Well,
Crazy. I'm hesitant to say lightning in a bottle, but it's content lightning in a bottle for whatever reason. Day one. We're recording this the first day this has been up. I'm getting a little bit of that with this club. People are interested in this, it seems. I got a message from my good friend Barry Rosso, aka Rossi, over in England, and he's like, "Man, that hybrid looks great. I wish it wasn't so hard to get Tour Edge gear in England right now." He's like, it's especially bad with pandemic and even the supply chain stuff. I think we've talked about on this program. And he's like, but basically anything that comes out, if you guys are getting it, we still have months before we can even get our hands on it. And given, first thing we're going to mention about this hybrid, straight from the tour van concept, it is limited in availability. I want to say same thing. There are only 1,000 pieces available across all of the lofts. So not 1,000 per loft,
right?
Which they offer it in like, I want to say it's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 again.
Wow.
So, you're the kind of player that's good because this is for a better player. It is, I think there's a tagline when you go to Tour Edge's website and you look at the description page, not like the store, but the actual page, is always a like quick tagline from Dave Glad about the gear, just to sum it up. And he's like, he said something along the lines of like our most tour inspired design to date, or in a hybrid or something like that. But basically like, this isn't for 10, 12 handicaps. This isn't for 20 handicaps. This is for a good player who knows how to swing a golf club, likes to shape their shots, can flight them up and down. And what they wanted here was a club for a pro to replace an iron. They said, Dave, everybody else at Tour Edge we deal with, we want to be able to replace our 3 irons, our 4 irons, our 5 irons with a hybrid and not have to take a shallow fairway wood swing. I want to be able to take a steep iron swing if I want, or like a medium iron swing, but take an iron swing, but get the benefits of a hybrid. That's what this Pro 721 delivers. Back to Rosso's point. So he's saying, I really want one of those. I don't know if I'm able to get one in England because they're so limited. They're having a hard time getting them to you guys in the States. I might not ever see it over here. So he's wanting them, I'm wondering how long it'll be before he's like, hey, I've been looking at that still. Do you think you could just get one and send it to me? I mean, like buy it, like he could buy it and I can get it and get it shipped over to jolly old England for him.
Right.
But so that's the premise of this thing: tour inspired iron replacement. And I said it's in the review that it's one of the more interesting clubs I've hit in a while, because it definitely, it can play like however you want it to play. I've spent quite a bit of time at the driving range on the course with this. It's been in my bag it's been in my bag alongside my gamer, which is the EXS Pro, for probably 5 rounds, trying to kind of get a feel for it. And it really can do whatever you want it to do. And that's the thing that's kind of neat about it. It's so versatile that if you want to take a steep cut down into the ball and kind of chop at it, you can. If you're going, you know what? I want to hit this thing 235 yards and hit a bullet, you can still take that shallow mini fairway wood swing and get that piercing shot. It can really do both of it, but it's not, I don't know. I just think how hybrids seem to be generally one dimensional.
Right.
And this isn't. I don't want to call it, again, I don't want to call it forgiving, but if you're a decent ball striker, it can do so much. It feels like it's super easy to hit the ball with, because it's designed for to be able to play steep down into the ball. Like, you can hit the ball a little fatter. It's got a deeper face. It's almost like maybe our supplementary pictures can come in here.
Okay.
If you chop off this little bit of body, like, it would look pretty close to an iron shape and face. Close, not perfect, but higher toe, lower heel, right? I mean, it's not far off from an iron look. So,
yeah.
All right, I'm swinging steep into it. Normally, with my other hybrid, that's going to be a fat dud of a shot. It just is.
Right.
This thing, no, that's what I'm designed for. It picks the ball and goes. Now, you don't have a lot going on in the sole. You have just a pretty quiet, smooth sole. Think about the Hot Launch E521 Ironwoods.
I was gonna say
it's not far off from that kind of concept. And those things,
it doesn't have the Houdini sole,
right?
But it does have the same sort of shape and size as those Ironwoods.
So there's something to be said about what's going on there. Those are more forgiving. Obviously, the Houdini sole helps, but
of course,
it just comes so clean through the turf. Again, steep into the ball and taking a little thicker chunk out of the ground, or taking that small little just wisp through the turf. Now, I've been sharing this with John Claffey. I'm like, here's the thing. As you know very well, I have identity crisis issues with hybrids. I don't want to play. I'm not looking for an iron replacement. I started a 4-iron. I haven't played a 3-iron in, I don't know, 32 years. I'm exaggerating that number. And, but I don't want a 3-wood or a 5. Like, I'd put a 7-wood in the bag if I wanted a mini fairway wood or a fairway wood. I like hybrids because I feel like you can either hit them high and soft, or you can close them down a little bit and drive them, but it's a different shot for me. And I said, where I'm running into an issue with this guy is it's almost too versatile for me. I can almost do too much with it. And I just really like my EXS Pro, and I have no reason to change out of it. It's one of the top 3 most reliable, consistent clubs in my bag. I don't know if you remember that shot at Medina, or not Medina. I'm sorry, Beverly.
I do. Yeah.
14. It was just hybrid wizardry, obviously. And he goes, yeah, but let me ask you a question. You have the ball down in the rough a little bit. Which hybrid's going to get can you actually hit? He's like, why are you even thinking about it? Why are you even thinking about it? He goes, you wouldn't be able to hit that shot with the EXS Pro, but this one you could go down and get it. And he's not wrong. It's true. You can hit this thing out of the thicker rough. You can go down and get it just like with an iron. I'm not telling you can get the ball out of a juicy rough as easy with this as you can with, I don't know, an 8-iron, a 7-iron, a 6-iron.
Of course. Yeah.
You can go down and get the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's really good. They also have these 2 weights. I should have cleaned this for the camera, but it's just came straight out of my golf bag. 2 weights in it, forward in the sole toward the leading edge. So I'm going to review time. That's a forward low center of gravity. That means lower spin, lower launch. Now the loft and design
flight,
right, is gonna. You're not gonna have a hard time. It's this type of club, and with the loft, you're not gonna have a hard time getting the ball in the air. But and to be honest with you, you can still spin it. But you can also in stock. This is a 3-gram weight in the heel, 15-gram weight in the toe. You can swap them back and forth. They will have weight kits available, so you can tune this a little different, get different swing weights, get whatever you want to do. But with the heavier weight here in the toe, that means it's going to take longer for that to shut, meaning anti-left. I don't know how your hybrid game is, but I hate that gear effect that just makes the ball want to zip left on you. So this has been, when I say it's a common trend recently, hybrids, this used to be a style of hybrid you found 10 to 15 years ago. Like guys like this little peanut shape. That's what they call it. And same thing, anti-left and all that existed, but now you want a more neutral, straighter flight like an iron, or to be able to manipulate it. This is a setting I like. Maybe you're a big slice hitter, you want the help, fine. Throw the heavier weight in your heel, lighter weight up here. Maybe you don't want either. Get 2 heavyweights or 2 lightweights, whatever. Flight tuning system will allow you to do it. What else?
Is it Diamond Face 2.0 on the hybrid?
I've taken that technology so for granted.
I know. See, someone may just be finding this the first time.
It does have Diamond Face 2.0 in it. Can't remember if this one, because I've done the driver now here. I've done this and I'm working on the fairway wood, and it's all sort of a blur. Sneak peek, I'm working on the fairway wood. I want to say it's like 71 little diamond shapes, but the number doesn't really matter. In short, Diamond Face technology, there's varying sizes and thicknesses of little diamonds behind the face of the club. They act as mini trampolines and provide more face flex, more speed and strength, and for more of the face. So when you miss the ball here or here, normally those are just complete dead zones. Not so much the case. Is it as good as if you hit the ball right here? Absolutely not. But you might only lose like 10 yards, 15 yards, 30 yards, as opposed to like the usual 70. I was trying to hit a 225-yard shot, and because I hit it on the toe or the heel, it went 120. You're not going to have that. I mean, you can if you do other things because you're not good enough to hit this club. That's possible too. But Diamond Face creates more flex and speed in these zones to help you, suffer less. And more speed off the face. No ridgeback in this. That's worth pointing out. Ridgeback's been in the C721, Pro 721, not in here. In short, it's so small, it wouldn't have done anything. It wouldn't have been necessary, and it would have been purely aesthetic. So no ridgeback. I think we covered that when John came on to talk about.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that. Yeah.
But you don't miss it. If you are someone kind of new to this world, maybe it's interesting. You're intrigued by this. If you were a fan of those old like Adam's Idea hybrids circa 2011, 10, God, even 8, the little guys, not the silver ones, which were also nice, but those little tiny Adams, titanium hybrids all kind of had like a little ping sound to them. It's just sort of a classic time in these little mini hybrids that I think a lot of golfers actually do miss, and it's in here. It sounds like it. It's fantastic. I love it. It's very nostalgic hitting this thing, but it is incredible. Now, one thing I want to point out, you will see I have my Even Flow black hybrid shaft in here. This is not what they sell them with. They're selling them with, I believe, the Mitsubishi Tensei, you pick your preferred pronunciation, raw. I think whites or silver, but either way, they're sticking with the Tensei line and all the Pro 721 stuff, and they're seeing crazy results on their robots with them, and the feedback apparently has been really good as well. I first fell in love with Tour Edge hybrids with this shaft in the CBX 119 hybrid, and I found it has worked so good in every single Tour Edge hybrid I've had since. So I'm extra special, and I said I want to go with this 5-year-old golf shaft in my hybrid. Love this club. Is it for everybody? No. But if you're a good ball striker and you like tiny hybrids and you're a shot shaper, you like to play different creative hybrid shots, the Exotics Pro 721 is worth your time. Any questions? No,
man. That was a good, thorough talk of gear.
That was a like, God, we're a golf show. What's up, Golf Digest, Golf Channel? Give us a call. All right, that's Gear Talk. So, magic of editing here. You paused after Gear Talk, our recording, and we handle some things, check some stuff, and
right.
There's some technology security things that needed to be discussed, and I'm not saying that funny. There really is, and because of my day job, like I'm having legit panic attacks over. But I checked my phone when I had an electronic mail notification. So what's this? It was from a logistics company known as UPS. Have you heard of UPS?
I know them as UPS.
Oh yeah, that might be it. They good catch, by the way.
If you have to, if you're gonna pronounce it UPS, you have to like yell it because it's in all caps.
UPS. I have a tracking number for a shipment from Linksoul. Chris.
Okay.
Which, if you recall, there was a group text message about their big sale they had recently.
Yeah.
And I went, I'm always looking for an excuse. But every time they had, first off, their website is terrible.
It's rough. It's rough. That's a good call. It is rough. I should talk to the people at Linksoul about that.
You open.
You can't get to the, you can't get, yeah. You can't get to where, yeah.
No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Like if you just click on something, but if you open one item in a new tab and dare try to use the rest of your computer.
I thought you were just talking about like if you when you go to their homepage, you can't even get to like the shop spot. It's like, here's the fall look, here's the spring look, here's it like, no, dude, just put me in the store.
Take me to shop.linksoul.com or linksoul.com/store.
Right.
Yeah. It is brutal and it's
rough.
It sucks because they are a good brand. I think highly of them.
It's true. I like them a lot.
We'll save this for another show. Like I remember when they signed Bubba, I kind of ragging on him on the show because I'm not a Bubba guy. I like the Phil Mickelson tour of the last like year and a half. I may be being brought back into Bubba territory. Look, Chris, let's not go into it. I'm not sure yet. I feel like we may need to bring in a third party to represent different views.
Okay.
Just leave it. He was at the Solheim Cup and I didn't hate it. Just
right.
But their website's terrible. It functions terrible. It makes your computer run bad. It's bad. And if anyone tries to comment, tell me otherwise here in the I'm just going to delete your comment. You're objectively wrong. But they have good gear. And
they do.
The problem is, here's a criticism I have with Linksoul too, and that they have really nice stuff, but it's a little pricey. And I feel like all the golf clothing brands being so expensive is just getting so old. And this is why Nike, which I think has not been strong other than like a few random things in shoes, Nike thrives. It's because they're like, well, you can pay $110 for the same golf pants that every other brand selling, or you can buy one from us for $60. And I get it. They're bigger, their money, like they can do that.
Right.
And I'm not willing to pay, or I'm not unwilling to pay a little more to like for a cooler brand and support different business, whatever. Like I get it. But when it starts getting like, why is a 4-pocket short $95?
Right.
Why is a t-shirt $50?
Right. Yeah.
It's getting old. And cause I like, as you know, from the merch at secondcitygolf.com, like it's unnecessary. So, I would like to see discounted or affordable rates available in Linksoul gear while popular sizes are still available.
Gosh,
so they run these.
Jeez,
you're even little baby boys like you. They run these sales. It's like I'm gonna spend at least $6,000 on this sale, maybe $10,000.
Right.
You're like I can't even find my size except for like one mustard baby poop yellow pair of Bermuda shorts
Right.
I'm being unfair to them. They don't have that, but you get my point. It's like
it's slim pickings to say the least.
I'm going to Linksoul to get like something kind of cool, not khaki shorts for $70, you know? And so I'd like the clothes to be some of the cool stuff to be more obtainable more often. That said, man, there was some heat on that thing. And I got myself a pair of, I've always want to try their golf pants. Let me check those out. But again, the pricing, whatever, but they had, it's like purple color in my size.
Ooh,
for like
bold.
Yeah. It's like $45. I'm like, I don't know, but price is good. And if these are good,
which ones did you get? Do you remember? It was like the 5-pocket or something.
I think so.
Yeah. Those are, I think Adam's got a pair of those and they're
but who knows how they fit? Old hockey player over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You got thighs for days over there.
4 days. And then I got a pair of like army green boardwalk shorts.
Oh yeah. The boardwalkers are bomb.
And I'm pretty sure,
awesome
I think
shorts.
you actually have the pair of shorts I got. So that'll be fun. If you do, we'll obviously have to wear them.
I think that's going to make all three, that's going to make the Second City Collective, I think we'll all have the same colored shorts.
Please stop calling it the Second City Collective. Please stop it. But yeah, I'm very excited for those. And then you know what I found? And I'm worried it's going to be a little big, especially with the like legit weight loss I've had. But they had this like kind of puffy green jacket, like similar.
I'd worn that jacket. I know exactly the one you're talking about.
And the price was like a lot of the cool jacket. That's another one where they get like, I'm like, who do you guys think you're Burberry? Like, let's ease off these prices. I'm not paying $650 for a fleece here.
Right.
These are again exaggerated examples, but they always have cool jackets. But again, then when they actually have like affordable rates from a sale of some sort, the cool jackets and sizes were already gone in the first place. But they had, I've heard Linksoul tends to run a little on the smaller side. So they had a 2X in this jacket. And I'm like, it's like, again, like $45. If it sucks, I'll sell it and take a loss on it or find a buddy who would wear, I don't know. But if it does run small and it fits and looks good, steal. It's gonna be so sick. So I have that. I got the notification that was coming, and I only got in on this because of you and AUF telling me about the sale and your ongoing support of the brand. So
it's a good brand. I'll give you a quick tip, you and the viewers. So when I was in Hawaii, you know, they have a bunch of like surf shops.
Yeah.
You know, like Billabong and Quicksilver, all that stuff that we wore back in the 90s or whatever. When we go to PacSun and do our shopping. But God,
I love Pacific Sun.
Yeah. So I wear a lot of I like the board shorts, like the Linksoul board shorts. Those are born from the board shorts, like the surf company board shorts.
Yeah.
And so if you're looking for something similar, I'm not going to say they're exactly like Boardwalkers, but something similar, I found a ton at like Rip Curl, Quicksilver, those sorts of places, Billabong. There's one other one I'm forgetting, but go to those websites for a little less money because it's not a golfer website, because I think like to your point, I think they charge us more just because it's golf.
Right.
And you can get something very similar for a little bit. I might
check out Rip Curl. I feel like
I love the Rip Curl stuff. Love the Rip Curl stuff.
Billabong, Quicksilver had O'Neill, like all had their day. And then became the like Gadzooks. Was Gadzooks nationwide or was that regional?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Gadzooks Pacific, because remember, it was Pacific Sunwear before PacSun.
Right. Before it was PacSun.
And there was those years where it's like, it wasn't cool. Like doing the whole Van Wilder, Tony Hawk skateboard bro thing wasn't cool anymore. And Pacific Sunwear was there selling oversized Billabong shirts when it was like medium emo kid time.
Right.
So I had, even though like honestly Billabong's the GOAT, I'm like, I still have a hard time getting back into Billabong and Quicksilver.
I will tell you to look at the Billabong shorts. I actually took pictures of tags when I was there because I was in the mood to try things on. I was just not going to do that. But I did. I did take pictures of Billabong shorts just so I could reference it later because those are the exact shorts that I've been looking for really to wear on the golf course.
I will check that out.
Yeah.
There's something about like this short is inappropriate for the golf course, but it's a Linksoul, so it is appropriate. Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But that's not to say, like, again, I love the Linksoul. I have 3 pairs of Boardwalker shorts. Love all 3 of those pairs. I wear them every day. Not all.
They're not alone in this, other than their website being like poorly built because it's a functional thing. They're great. They're not alone in the criticisms here. Like it's a systematic problem amongst golf brands, and I think one of them being Original Penguin clothing.
God, I won't go near that stuff. Yeah, forget.
Oh no, see that's the thing. You can get. They are high priced in the beginning, but like they're my favorite shorts. They fit well, the pants too, and you can get them reasonably priced.
Oh, they have those big sales too,
or just like, hey, we have a new collection in, so you can get the previous similar pants for $55, and they're so good. They're durable. I do love them. So I could see. I mean, I've bought a lot of their clothes. Same thing. It's like you look at the new stuff, like, God, that's cool, but it's $1,200 for a polo shirt. Not really how much it costs. And but then you can check at some point and you're like, oh, that $1,200 polo shirt is now $35.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of clothes from that way. And it's
I remember
really
when speaking of really expensive polo shirts, my wife one year early in our relationship bought me a Lululemon golf shirt. I have 3 of them now, but the other 2 we bought like when they go on sale or whatever. Now they're discontinued; you can't get them anymore, unfortunately. But she bought me the first one, and I found out how much it was, and I was appalled. I was so offended by it. It was just the most ridiculous thing that I'd ever heard of someone paying, for a shirt.
And now look at you.
And now look at me. Matter of fact, later on. During, I think it was the 2010 run, they were doing like, who's hanging out with the Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah.
And Patrick Sharp was hanging out with the Stanley Cup in my Lululemon golf shirt.
I would have bought 4 more. That's why I have
3.
Remember when Big Cat from Barstool was at all the Stanley Cup stuff and it made everybody furious? And he was legitimately friends with all these guys. They're like, hey, come with us. And he's like, no. And now he's like, no. Like, no, come with us. He goes, oh God, this isn't going to be good. And sure enough, everybody just hated it. Then the World Series stuff with the Cubs, same thing. But at that point, he's like, oh, I love the troll. I'm going to stick with this. But yeah. So anyway, Linksoul stuff. I'm very excited for it as much as I feel like that was a weirdly veiled gripe fest.
No, but yeah, I was going to say, I do love their stuff. They've got a waffle hoodie that I'm eyeballing. The minute that thing goes on sale, if it's got my size even close, I'm going to snag it.
Just order
because it's $110. I can't
exactly
justify
for a waffle hoodie.
But it's such. I would love it.
Right,
I would love it.
That's
but
the
I
problem.
just can't justify it. Yeah.
If you do order it, please order 2 and get an XL, and I'll pay you back.
All right, fine.
Thanks. All right. Anything else? You got a topic? You got one thing?
Real quick. This is we haven't done one of these marathon shows, but let's just talk about something that we touched on last night via text.
Something you're being mean to me about?
No, not this time. It's our favorite show to hate. We hate it together.
Oh my God.
So here's how you know when the show is complete. Maybe it's my fault. And if anyone, we're about to talk about The Walking Dead. So if you haven't watched this episode or whatever, spoiler, whatever, if you haven't started the series, I would advise that you stop at the 3rd season.
I would say if someone's like, I have never watched it, I would say don't do it. Like I'm that far into it. Be like,
I don't
if you start, you'll enjoy like 1 through 6, maybe 7, maybe 8. Maybe.
I think after the Governor, you could stop.
Like,
because after the Governor, it's just like they keep rebooting the Governor. They did it again yesterday. There's another Governor.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Like after the governor, like that, okay, that's it. Be done with it. Anyways, which I think was actually, it seemed like maybe that was the plan in the first place, but that's neither here nor there. Here's how I know that this show has really lost its way. Like they reintroduce a character that we're supposed to know, like the blonde-haired girl. We know her.
We were watching.
I have no idea who that is.
Right. So spoiler alert. Yeah, fine. I don't even know it's a spoiler alert. I'm saying like the way you're supposed, they're treating in the show like you know who this is, and I had to Google it, and I Google it. She's from season 10C because they it got so broken up.
Oh right, yeah.
And I'm like, so that's not that far back here. I still don't remember her.
I don't remember her at all.
I tried to like research I have no idea. I've watched these shows so many times. The only I can think of is like maybe I had too many sodas and recorded at that Range Life, and then after was seeing stars and went upstairs to watch it and don't remember any of it because that's the only thing I could think of. Except Sarah said the same thing. She's like, I have no idea who that is. And then there's like a whole storyline.
I'm not alone on it. Right.
Like, are you kidding me here?
Like, yeah, I came back looking for you. It was a whole thing. I thought maybe they were just like, they did a little like, you can do a plot trick where they're referencing something that we didn't see. And so you have to think about like,
it's not the one he had that like cabin with where it's just the two of them by the river. Do you remember that? And the thing was like buried under the floorboard.
Was that her?
I thought that involved a kid.
I thought it was Carol. Though. Oh yeah, that was a kid.
There was a kid involved in that too. Like she had a dog. If it was her, they didn't do a good job of being like, this is who that is.
Right. And that's how like it's become such a blur and so inconsequential that either we're obviously not paying close attention or these characters come and go because the beginning of an episode, like, oh, hey, here's this new person we've never seen before going on a hike with one of the main characters. Guess which one's going to die before the end of the episode. Right.
Right. Like, and never mind this whole point. Like if you think about what we're talking about, I feel like that was only 20% of the episode. The rest of it, I'm like, right. If you've been watching this season, you have an idea of like what is happening right now. There's a whole, we've already given away as too many spoilers. I don't want to be that group here, but like
right.
The whole Negan and his other person he's dealing with debacle. Right. There's the whole other compound they're dealing with.
Right.
Trying to be cryptic. Like,
right. I know.
Why? I mean, it was almost like I felt like last night's episode was worse than the Breaking Bad Fly episode. Like,
what was the Breaking Bad Fly episode?
Remember where they're cooking in that their new fancy basement lab and the whole time them trying to kill the fly.
Yeah.
Like,
I do remember
it's supposed to be deep and metaphoric, and at the end of the day, it's just a waste of a million hours.
Just an episode burner, right?
And we're running down the end of this series. What was this burner episode for? What was it for? And I hope some Walking Dead stands like, no, you guys don't get it. Like, great, tell me that because I don't, and it was a waste of my time.
Honestly, like if it's a reflection of the comic book and they're trying to wrap it up via like I don't know if the Pope is a comic book character and they're bringing him in now. I have the slightest idea, but it didn't make any sense to me. Well, that part of it with Daryl didn't make any sense to me. And then when I saw Pope and his craziness, I was like, oh, they're doing this bad guy. It's like a Negan governor hybrid, crazy guy. Like, oh yeah, this again, cool. Okay.
I just don't care. Just end this. Like, call the.
This, by the way, was a potential preview for maybe some future podcast that happens, 5 to 10 years from now.
Call the Modern Family producers and be like, hey, how did you end that shit show?
Oh God, they did the same thing. They waited too long to close that thing out.
I loved Walking Dead so much.
Me too.
It so much.
It's got to be up there for the most successful bad show in the history of most successful bad shows. Like that show still pulls for AMC. Like that show kills, but it's so bad.
Who sticks around and watches Talking Dead after with Chris Hardwick? like,
God, I don't know.
Never mind, he survived the whole thing with him and his ex-fiance, whatever. But like, I've tried to watch that show. Like, what takes are you watch? I'm not saying it's a bad show, even like.
Well, that's why they have
could
to
be good. The guests are good. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like, I don't need an hour-long recap of especially this last show. I don't need it.
Someone's watching. You've got, that's a thing anyways. The whole podcast recap or show recap. Like my wife listens to a Big Brother one. Although that's a little different.
I know the Bachelor and Bachelorette.
They do recap.
Killer,
There's recap podcasts.
They're huge.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Big Brother one, it's not a recap, but because the Big Brother cameras are always on and you can watch the live feeds. They're talking about what happened on the live feeds.
I would at this point rather watch Bachelor or Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, all that stuff over Walking Dead. But like I made it this far. Why wouldn't I see it through? Oh yeah,
I'll watch the whole thing again. And then when they do, they'll probably do some sort of Rick spin-off at some point once they iron out that contract.
I did the Google of like what happened to all those, and I know COVID got in the way, and they're like basically they think COVID killed all the Rick spin-off stuff because there's like apparently a lack of interest in the people who would participate in the project anymore, like Rick himself. And they're like everything had to tie together, and it just lost so much momentum. Like, how are you going to spin off into 3? There's supposed to be 3 movies.
Right.
Do you want to watch 3 Rick movies at this point? I mean, remember Michonne went off to find Rick. They left Judith.
Oh, that's right. She's still alive, maybe, probably.
There's another Saving Silverman, Judith. Anyway, they went and so I'm assuming she was gonna be wrapped up in the Rick movies. The crazy lady turned maybe good. She should be like all the stuff. We're doing the Pope and wrap it up the season 10C character, but we couldn't wrap up Michonne. I can't think of the other woman's name, Rick. Yes, we're done. We're done talking about this. I'm just getting
all right. That's good. Yeah, wrap up the show. We're just closing out at an hour.
Thank you for joining for this debacle of a show, That Range Life, episode 85 in the books. Go check out driverangeheroes.com. We have the Pro 721 hybrid review. Also, just in case something changes, actually, I haven't heard anything. Tomorrow, as we're recording, tomorrow is supposed to be
happen.
News Day. You will have heard the news. The new Hot Launch 522 line. Chris, is there by chance a McEwen does the news for that?
One more card we can put up. Yeah.
McEwen. So make sure you check out McEwen does the news on the Hot Launch 522 release as well. You won't want to miss that. Also, featuring on driverangeheroes.com is the new Breakthrough Golf Technologies Stability Tour 2 Solar putter shaft. Breakthrough Golf Technologies Stability Tour 2 Solar.
I feel like they're doing this to you on purpose now. I think golf companies are specifically trolling Bill Bush now.
It has to be Tour Edge, Exotics, Pro. You can really get crazy. 721. I'll give 721 one word. Okay, but it's just like, God, there's so many words. So you got the BGT Stability Tour 2 Solar putter shaft. Interesting. We might talk about it in this show, but went a different route with discovering this putter and really, really enjoyed it. So go check that out on the old website. Origin Stories, still on our break. It may never return at this rate.
Yeah, it will at some point.
Okay. I think that's it. That's Chris McEwen. This is his YouTube page, like we asked earlier. Please subscribe, hit the bell to get notified for all these killer videos we release. Give us a thumbs up. Let's do it right there. Give us a thumbs up. At Chris McEwen on social media. I'm Bill Bush, driverangeheroes.com, at Range Heroes on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything, wherever you want to find us. This has been episode 85. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.